Hello YouTube, this is Nova88 Viner here, and today I'm going to be talking about Arsenal's final preseason tour match against Manchester City, which was in Helsinki in Finland. It was a great game, it was entertaining. Despite Arsenal not really dominating the game, they obviously came through with a 3-1 victory and was definitely convincing when they had the chances. The chances that they did have were definitely not as many as Manchester City, but they were able to put the ball in the back of the net, and it was great to see. But also in this show, I'm going to be talking about the transfer saga that's ongoing with Luis Suarez and some other players. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans out there are kind of concerned, thinking, all right, is this going to happen again like it does every other year? Are we going to be able to bring in some players before the start of the season, or are we going to wait till the very last minute again and to bring people in? But first off, we're going to talk about the game that was today, which was against Manchester City in Helsinki, Finland, which is the home, well, not the home, but the kind of home, I guess you can say, of Carl Jenkinson. His mother is Finnish, so it was nice for him to come home, kind of, and play in front of a lot of his family. But first off, we had an early goal for Theo Walcott in, I believe, the 9th minute. It was a great through ball from Ramsey, and Theo Walcott took the ball and dinked it past Joe Hart. It was a great finish. He kind of had a similar opportunity against Galatasaray, which he wasn't able to put away. But today he took the ball and he put it in the back of the net, which is good to see. That a potential front man is able to put the ball in the back of the net. And like I said, Ramsey had the assist on that goal, and Ramsey is looking like a midfield general. He is playing so well in the midfield. I'd have to say throughout the whole preseason, he has been by far the number one player in my opinion. The guy is just constantly running back and forth, winning tackles, playing some great balls, making great runs. He's definitely been putting in the effort and is looking to really definitely cement that spot in the first team. But today was a great day just because the team was making good, smart decisions. We're very well known for kind of slowing the game down and passing the ball, but then we're also known for our great counterattack as well. And with all the goals that we had, they mostly came from counterattacks, and it was good to see that the players were connecting more, especially with the season starting in less than like 7 days. They were able to come out, they were able to play at a pretty good tempo. The first maybe 20 minutes or so, they're starting to get into the groove, but after that, they started playing with some real intensity. They definitely were ahead in the intense factor than Man City. Man City looked a little sluggish. They had a lot of chances, but they weren't able to put it in the back of the net. But also, we had good defenders. We also had Wojciech and Fabianski. They had a few saves they had to make, but when they did, they were they're very comfortable being in the goal. So it's good to see that both of our goalkeepers are willing to make great saves. It's also interesting, though, that Wojciech didn't get 2 halves of play, seeing as how that the beginning of the season only starts, like I said, in about 7 days. So I wonder if maybe, Wojciech and Fabianski, if they're still fighting over that first spot. But throughout the first half, they were very impressive. Oxlade-Chamberlain in this game was playing really well. He's playing more on the left wing, where Podolski or Santi Cazorla usually plays, which is where I'd prefer to see him. I know Arsene Wenger's been trying to play him in the middle a little bit more, but personally, when you have someone as fast and as strong as Oxlade-Chamberlain, I'd rather him be on the wing, making those darting runs, kind of like Theo Walcott does. But the Ox is definitely an Ox. The kid's got amazing strength. He was able to push people off ridiculously. But also another player that I've been pretty impressed with lately is Bakary Sagna. I mean, he's definitely proven in the past that he is a striker that's got, or not a striker, but a defender that's got a lot of, good qualities, and he never really kind of makes any mistakes, and he's a model professional, doesn't complain. He's a leader on and off the pitch. But it was nice to see him have a nice strike. It looked like he was about to put the ball in the net, but it went a little wide. But it's cool to see that he's playing in the middle, or in the middle of the defense, and then also back in the right back position. Um, I don't know if Arsene Wenger wants to spend any cash on any defenders. It looks like he doesn't. So I'm guessing that with Vermaelen hurt, if he needs to rely on someone to play in the center back position, he can use Sanya in that role. But in the second half, I started to realize that the defense was starting to get opened up a little bit. Um, with Per Mertesacker and Laurent Koscielny, they look like they've got a great partnership. It seems like, Per Mertesacker definitely is a great defender. He's good in the air and he's good at winning tackles, but he's kind of a little slow. I realized that he is slow to react to things, and when he does finally react, it sometimes is too little too late. Which could definitely get us in trouble, especially since how the Premier League is just such a fast league with so many quick players. Having someone in the back that's got some pace is definitely a positive. And Per Mertesacker just definitely doesn't have that. So he's got to step up his mental game so he can kind of compensate for that lack of pace. Um, but in the second half, we scored two amazing goals. Aaron Ramsey had great composure. It was kind of a similar situation, kind of like with Theo Walcott's goal. He's basically one-on-one with the keeper. He just kind of runs right around him and then just, essentially passes the ball into the back of the net. So that was a great goal. And then Theo Walcott played an amazing ball. That ball must have been a 60-yard pass. I know he was behind the midfield line, and he just made an amazing curling pass into Olivier Giroud. And then yet again, Giroud just kind of one-on-one with the keeper and just dinks it over for him. And it was a beautiful goal. I mean, I just kind of applauded that, and it was great to watch. Unfortunately, we did give up a goal. It was kind of unfortunate. Laurent Koscielny, he's a strong defender, but he somehow got beaten. Which, I mean, it's a friendly, it's no big deal, but, you'd like to see a clean sheet. But, I'm sure that Arsene Wenger has taken into account, these kind of defensive things. I know since we brought in, a new mentality last year, we've definitely improved in the defensive aspect. So all in all, I was very impressed with today's performance. The Gunners came out and played a great game. They look ready to start the Premier League, and I suspect that we should get three easy points on Saturday against Aston Villa. So hopefully we can start the season off well with a win. I know we can take advantage, seeing as how 3 of the 4 top teams have new managers. So I believe we can come through and definitely make a mark and make a run for the title this year. But that's it for the friendly today. But now I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the transfer speculations. The Luis Suarez saga is kind of really the only thing that's been dominating our transfer rumors lately. There were some other rumors that Arsene Wenger, if he wasn't able to get Luis Suarez, he might pursue Karim Benzema. I don't know if that's 100%. Arsene Wenger has been looking at Karim Benzema for a while, so I don't know if he wants to pursue that yet again. But seeing as how Real Madrid just sold one of their strikers to Napoli, as in Higuain, which was also another one of our targets. I don't think that Real Madrid are going to be looking to sell Benzema, seeing as how they just sold another striker. But with Luis Suarez, I know a lot of stuff has been coming out of newspapers, and a lot of things have been said. Brendan Rodgers and the owners of Liverpool have been saying there's no way he's going to be sold. Brendan Rodgers has been saying he's going to practice by himself, and that he's going to, make an apology to Liverpool fans and the Liverpool players, and he's going to participate and play. But then, Luis Suarez and his gang of, lawyers and people like that have come out and said that they are going to take some kind of legal action. Luis Suarez was promised that if Liverpool weren't in the Champions League next year, and if someone, made a bid that was £40 million or higher to set that release clause, that he was able to go ahead and talk and see if he can make a move to a team that has Champions League football. which, when it comes to Suarez, he's a great player, and I definitely could see him playing, fitting in very well. But then there's also, other baggage too, where, Luis Suarez has just constantly always been in the media for, just negative things. And I don't necessarily know if that's something that I would prefer or I'd like to see at Arsenal. But, like I said, he's a great player. So I would like him to play. I think Arsene Wenger can definitely kind of maybe calm him down a little bit. He's a great manager, so he probably can manage that. But as far as that goes, I mean, there's really no other transfer business. I know today there was a young 20-year-old Colombian player named Perez who was given the opportunity to come on and play, which was a little weird. Been given a trial. Um, he really didn't do too much. I mean, he came on for a little bit and made some passes, but other than that, he really didn't kind of stand out for me. But personally, I think we should look for another central defender. We can definitely use one. I mean, I know that Bakary Sagna, like I said, is starting to make that move into the middle, but I would prefer someone that has a um, specific duties and specific knowledge of playing in the central defense rather than a right back coming into the middle. Midfield, we're solid. We don't need any players. I know with strikers, we definitely need a front man. We definitely need someone that can just, receive that ball and just run at players and then score goals. I mean, Olivier Giroud is a great guy and he's a great player, but he's a target man. If we don't give him the ball in the air, or if he's one on one with the goalkeeper, other than that, he's not going to be able to score goals. So I think we need someone that we can give the ball and they'll just make a run on to goal and just score 25 plus goals for us. But other than that, in the next few days, I'm going to be making a video for my predictions of the Premier League. So go ahead and just wait for that. But other than that, just check out my channel. Let's see. I'm going to put you to sleep. Ready to go night night. Bam!